Hello, and welcome. Let me get rid of this little banner real quick, because we're starting. It's here. It's time. Bada bang. Jaman. There you are. How's it going there, Rusty? Gosh, I just want to start by thanking everybody for already being here, and anybody that's coming in, and anybody who watches this after. This is episode 4 of After the Stream. Honestly, it's crazy because it feels like, in a weird way, it's been so much more. I feel like I've been planning to have so many different people on and do so much with this that I feel like really I'm on like episode 25 already. But no, here we are, episode 4, and this is kind of a very mental episode. This episode is just with me. It's me talking about what this podcast's future is. What things we can expect from it, and honestly, just a little tidbit about me and kind of what I aspire to do going forward. So, everybody who's coming in, if you got any questions as you go through, you're always welcome to ask. I will be a lot more interactive in this episode. I think every good show needs a filler, right? Every once in a while, you just got to deal with the fact that you need a little bit more details and a little less action, and that's what this episode's going to be about. I don't expect it to be a whole lot, especially when it's just me talking to myself. I do that enough as is. Slick, well, welcome in, buddy. How's it going? But that being said, I also want to talk about a little bit about voice work, doing voiceovers, and just voice acting. And maybe we can jump in and do a little bit of short reads and do some cold reads and see if we can't put some things together. As interactive as it gets is depend on how many people we have jump in, but nonetheless, we're going to get some action done. To start though, man, like I said, I really want to touch point on what After the Stream really is. Normally I'd have some sort of witty punchline, to tell you what it's about in a roundabout way, because honestly, I never set precedents on what this show is going to be. The show is truly about simply supporting the people that I care most of. It says After the Stream because I wanted to start out with my community of streamers within Legacy Streaming, and the people that I've met outside of it and that have come to light just from being part of the Twitch community. But honestly, I want so much more for it. I want to be able to bring on other people from Bearded Villains. I want to talk to, people that are just doing good and supporting other people. Because more than anything, that's what this should be about, is that we're all in it together. You can stream if you want. You can jump up there and you can be a rap artist. You can be the best stay-at-home dad. Whatever it is that you're trying to achieve and you think is stopping you, this show is supposed to bring light and show that other people are doing it. Get it, little bots. When it gets serious, you get the little the little fight in there to help out. Slick says the family's down here in Phoenix. Slick lives up north of me. Must be so nice up north, man. Even though it's still probably 90 or so degrees up there. Gosh, I'll tell you, I'm getting sick of the 113 degrees already. I'm so tired of it. So back to it. There's so many people that like I said, I feel like I'm on episode 25, honestly, because there's just such a handful of people that I really want to talk to, and it's more than just me trying to get people to come view my streams or me to have a show. More than that, it seems like I want to get to know these people that I hang out with, and I want other people to be able to do it at the same time. So why not have a platform for it? Why not have a spot, to shine light on somebody who's supporting their community, whatever that community is, or someone who's been through the trenches of, trying really hard to get something that they want, trying to work for that fruit of the labor, and then to be able to have somebody else in front of you show you and say, yeah, I did it. I got there. I got to where I needed to be. That inspiration, it's not only for me. because God, I love that. But it's for you other viewers. There's so much that you can do in this world, and often the biggest trap is your own mind, and it's really tough. But you have to realize that we're made tough. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna you're gonna have bumps and bruises along the way. The best of us, we just you get up, and I'm not saying I'm the best of us. I see already redact that, but the best of them, people who get up and go, the people that get stuff done. Those are the people that aren't afraid to fail. Those are the people that are ready to fail, so that they can learn from it, and so that they can get better and do what they want to do. That's the difference. The difference is giving up or not. At some point you will achieve what you want to, as long as you keep fighting for it. And that's anything in life. Simple as that. Oof, starting up so gushy already. I know. But, like I said, if there's anything to come out, no, nobody's talking to you. The AI. If there's anything to come out from this podcast, whether I stop at episode 10 or episode 2000, I hope that the one thing that always pops back up is that if you want to achieve something, if you need help, there's people who got your back. That if you're afraid that the world is all toxic and all poison, it's not. You might be close. Sometimes it definitely feels like it. But when you find that little bit of light, when you find that community that really makes you feel better about yourself, I'm talking bearded villains, I'm talking legacy streaming, whatever it is for you. When you find that community of just uplifting people, and people that give you that constant support and love that you need, you stop doubting yourself. It's not to say that you have to be dependent upon these people, but every once in a while, you need that hand. Every once in a while, you can grasp onto a hand that's ready to help you out. And there's tons of people out there that truly are willing to do that. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but there are. I know it's such a deep episode already. Getting into support and feels and hounding it, pounding. But, when I first made my name, One Mental Misfit, it was by a fluke. Rusty, you're in here. It was just a random name at first. I didn't know that it would hold so much meaning. At first, it was just wordplay. That's one crazy outcast. That just sounded like me. But through Bearded Villains, which is Bearded Villains in general is a worldwide beard club. Again, I know I've stated on here before, but it's a club that really is about showing that there is no difference between anybody. We're all in this together. We separate racism, sexism, your political views. We have them, yeah, but it doesn't need to divide us, right? Just to show that we can all unite and come together. And our mission is to unite, men of all races. But really, when we get these families together, we're uniting people. We're uniting a giant family. The Phoenix chapter alone, I just get so high off of freaking the charity fume, man. Running and helping people, those are in need. Whether it's homeless people who need water, and we're handing out water on this 115-degree weather, and we're out there with them, giving them a bottle of water and hoping they're doing well. Excuse me. Or, it's the biggest event where we're doing the children's, Phoenix Children's Hospital, and doing these huge toy donations. Oh my God. You find other misfit toys. Yes, you do. I found this group of people that cared, you know? And all of a sudden, it came clear to me that I'm one mental misfit, but I'm mental to a lot of people, and mental to me carries a lot of weight. It carries the weight of mentally being positive, mentally being aware of your surrounding. I embrace a mental awareness that's more than just me, but looking out for my communities, looking out for those that I care about, and looking out for those who are less fortunate, to be able to always give that helping hand in any minuscule way. So more than that, it's one mental misfit became more important. It was one person who was an outcast who was trying to help people. Is it clicking? And again, I didn't intend that from the beginning, but it's something that's evolved. And so to this day, I wear it as a badge on a vest, and at that even further, I wear it on my sleeve. I embrace being a wonky individual who really frickin' cares. Doofy, welcome to the show. You're walking into the Sap Fest. This is Mental Monday. Just a day with me. Episode 4 is just going to be me chit-chatting. We had some delays to the original idea for the episode. Not a problem. As I stated, filler episodes come. Everybody needs a good filler episode, and I can fill it. If you're jumping in, I don't know when you jumped in, but we were just, I get used to saying that. I was just explaining the meaning behind my name. I really, that was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, other than, I've seen your logo, Doofy, is the dodo bird, and gosh, I don't know why that's so cool to me, but it's a frickin' dodo bird, one of the goofiest, doofiest birds out there, and then your Doofy Games. And trust me, if you ever go watch Doofy Games, man, you'll see why his name's that. This is a riot. It's half comedy show, half watching him kick ass in Apex or whatever he's jumping on and playing. I saw you last night on Ethan's doing some Rocket League. Great guy. So we got the name down. I want to kind of make Mental Monday a thing, you know? It's, you're awesome. You're welcome. It's only because you gave me that one helpful, piece of advice for the day. That's why you deserve that compliment. And I don't remember it, but it had something to do with sounding like a fortune cookie. I want to make Mental Mondays I want to make Mental Mondays something that happens more often. It should carry some weight. I always love doing wonky stuff with the days, and whatnot. Hold on, wait a minute, restart. I missed the beginning. Okay, hang on. Alright, starting over. Welcome to After the Stream. Just kidding. Although sometimes, I don't know what I wouldn't do for Vay. I would do a lot for you, Vay. You the man. Welcome. You did miss the meaning behind my name, I think. If you'd like to hear that again, I can give you the synopsis of my story. You just let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to continue on about Mental Mondays, in which I think it should be something to carry weight. Not just everybody goes to depression. Depression is a real thing. Depression is a damaging thing, especially nowadays. But I want Mental Mondays to go beyond that. I want the mental awareness to go beyond just feeling depressed, but suicide awareness. I want it to be, even if you're happy, Mental Monday, be aware that you're just having the greatest fucking day ever. I believe that one thing that we're never taught is to subconsciously be able to handle your emotions. And what I mean by that is, I think one thing that we're not taught is to be able to assess your emotions let them process on how they're feeling, but not let them control you. Not let them be something that you hold on to as like a grudge. It sounds insensitive, but a good example of it, honestly, is whenever I get angry. My prime suspect's down here sleeping. But whenever I get angry, about something happening, let's just make it very minuscule and just say the dog took a shit in the house, right? I'm aware before, that I could get really hot-tempered and angry really fast. But once I started taking note that, okay, I'm angry. Well, why am I angry? Well, the dog shit in the floor. Okay. What can be done about it now? Well, I can train the dog. I can, tell the dog why it's a problem. But allowing my anger to take that next step, allowing my anger to navigate my next action, that's what I mean. That's one thing I don't think we're taught enough, is how to control the processing of, okay, that's happened. I'm angry, it's done, and I can still feel angry, but how do I control the emotion and still continue on with being present in the next step and being able to handle that? And it doesn't have to be just in the negative aspects. I try to do it even when I'm most happy. Like, why am I so excited right now? Why am I so nervous? Okay, to be able to process it, put it through. Okay, am I nervous now, or am I just nervous because I'm still thinking about whatever I'm nervous about? Am I super excited right now? Am I super happy because something that's going on? How can I hold on to that, but still enjoy that moment? Have you ever been so taken away by a moment that you forget everything else around you? Have you ever been so taken away and so excited about something that you literally couldn't focus on anything? It's not that that's a bad thing, but that's what I'm talking about. Being able to process that emotion and then still be in that moment that you're in. Is that a lot of psychobabble? Probably, but that's what filler episodes are for, so... Drew says he's dying in Verdansk. He does have 1,000 different ways for you to die. I think I've now seen 458 and 3 episodes. No, I'm just kidding. I do love that name, though, Drew. Such a good name. 1,000 Ways to Die in Verdansk. It's how I would be playing, especially in Warzone. We had 2 of these guys. All Hell Vay and Drew have both been on the show. I was talking a little bit earlier in the show about how I want to have more than just my streamer friends on here, and not just from Legacy either. Obviously, we've had Ethan. Ethan is part of Legacy, but Ethan's also part of Yoshi Island. I want to branch. I want this show to really be able to branch out to people, and like I stated before, it may be called After the Stream, but that's just a catchy, gimmicky name for it being on Twitch. But more than anything, I want this show to be, maybe there's something else. Maybe you're a streamer. You're streaming whatever game you're streaming, but God, you really wish that you could be a chef, right? I want to be able to bring somebody on who maybe they do game, but more importantly, they're the head chef at XYZ, and they do that gaming or whatever on the side, but that whole episode would just be about being able to achieve the goals and the dreams of being a chef, what that person strived for to be to the position that they wanted to be. That's what we should be learning. That's we go to Twitch and there's so much that you can do now. There's crafting and all that, but more often than not, you go to Twitch for the gaming, and I understand that. But being able to bring all these communities together is just so amazing, so exciting to me. I get to bring my bearded buddies into gaming, if they're not already into gaming, and I get to bring the streamers into other things outside in the world. I was just on Instagram. I guess I'm gonna give some free advertisement here, but I started following about, I think maybe 6 months ago, a guy named Luya. 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 Louis is his real name. And it was just so cool to see this guy. He's got amazing pop slash rap. Some people think he sounds like Post Malone. I kind of see it, but honestly, he's his own breed. But the thing that's most amazing is every time that I would go to this guy's Instagram, he's talking about how he's putting in work, and he's not showboating it. He's not talking like that. He's talking about the struggles that, it's, I gotta keep putting in the work. I gotta keep pushing. It's like, this album didn't get quite as many views as I wanted, but then all of a sudden, last Thursday, between management and whatever played into action. I don't know. I'm not saying that I do know. Point is now he's on the radio. Now he's number 2 on iTunes. And the one thing he keeps reiterating is that, he didn't think that he thought it would happen, but he didn't think it would happen as quickly as it is. And B is, he was already just playing to that small group, those people, those places he was selling out. He was putting in the effort for years, of really trying. Projects behind, whether he had metal projects before he did it, he jumped into the hip hop or the pop scene, all these different things. But the guy now, overnight, his dream's coming true. His dream is fucking coming true. He said the first 2 days, again, I'm just reiterating what I was watching. First 2 days, he couldn't help but just keep crying because it's like, it's happening. He didn't do it for the fame. He did it because he kept loving what he was doing. He had aspirations and he had goals, but he put in those years, and within a day it all changed. Does that make sense? You put in all that work, and one day it will be recognized. One day. All it takes is one day, and the payoff's worth it. Who knows where he's going to go from here? I'm sure he's going to do amazing things. Amazing things. I don't doubt that. But the point is this is a highlight. I wonder, I know NF talks about it a little bit. It's hard because that's what you've been chasing. Now you're here. Now you need to make the next goal. And never forget why you're chasing it. Just because you reach a goal doesn't mean that you did it. That doesn't mean you can stop. You can definitely embrace it, rejoice. But never let your success stop you from growing, stop you from wanting more. I can't wait to go back and watch all these crazy facial and hand movements, gestures I'm doing. All right, let's look at some of the chat here. Yes, all hail. I am a head chef at XYZ. Yeah. Well, all hail, Vay. You are just an amazing person, and no matter what you do, you're recognized for being the coolest freaking dude in the room. Just kidding. I've seen women who just do makeup tutorials, absolutely. And that's a huge thing right now. It doesn't... You'd be amazed at, the things that you can do, the talents that are out there, and just the inspiration that it could cause within other people. Don't do it for money goal. Don't do it for tag dizzle and hizzle. Don't do it, I gotta do this so I can make $1 million. You've got to be able to... live with the fact that you might make $1 a day. $365 for a whole year chasing your dream. I mean, don't give up everything. Don't go homeless for it, although it's worked for people. But no, you're gonna have to put in extra work. You're gonna have to work your job, warehouse technician while doing other things, to really achieve those goals that you want. You've got to take those steps. But like I said, it could change overnight. Everything that you'd fought for one day can be, is going to be recognized. Whether it's in the form of you just practicing a skill and becoming really good at guitar or piano or something, or if it's a physical life goal of, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to have this much money in the bank, I'm going to have, this house, that 10-year plan. You have to constantly be fighting for it. every day, or else it's not as much as a dream as it is a daydream that you have every once in a while. Maybe I'm not saying that, but I guess what I'm saying is that if it's not worth chasing, then you got to put your all into it. If it's not worth chasing, then maybe there's something else that is, because there's always something in life that's worth chasing for. At least in my eyes. I'm just a guy who's babbling on as the, episode 4 filler. But nonetheless, I do hold, some truth in supporting people and making sure that you are working your hardest, because I know that you can do it. Let's see. I hear little music in the background there. Whoa! Goodness. I can talk forever. I really can. I'm good at it. I'll do a drink first. I want to talk about fears too. And fears are things that really stop us. And you'd be surprised at the fears that people have, But fears are something that A, can be overcome, but B, something that can really control your life too. And it's up to you if you want that to happen. It's the same thing I was saying about the way that I try to process my emotions. Fear is an emotion. It is something that we have that naturally will trigger. Sometimes you don't know why. Anxiety. Fear of being outside. Fear of being around groups. It's kind of funny because I had a fear of talking in front of people my whole life. Although I've been great at doing presentations and doing little class talent show things, but I've always had that underlying anxiety. Rusty, hang on. What's the one thing most people don't know you're scared? Oh, perfect. So yeah, I'll continue on. I truly do. I don't know what causes it, but I get fearful to jump on this camera alone every single time. One of the reasons that fear rises in me, I feel, is a fear of failing. We all have it. It all jumps up. And it's very true. I think that's something that we don't learn enough, that it's okay to fail. It's okay for you to fall down and, mess up. Let's be honest. Everybody has fuck-ups. But what's important is how you get back up. How you proceed going forward. And with the help of this community, being the Legacy Streaming Discord, with the help of this community, influenced me to start streaming more and say, hey, we've got people that are going to come over and we're going to watch you and we're going to learn about who you are. We're going to listen to you talk for an hour about things. It was this group that came together and made me realize that there was something to be more fearful of than anxiety or failing. And that was, I had this fear that I was getting older and I wasn't going to achieve the things that I wanted, or it was going to be too late to achieve the things that I wanted. That fear started overriding. I was more afraid of never doing it than actually being afraid of it. And I gotta tell you, that was kind of relieving, because it was like, which one do I want to fight off? Do I want to fight off never doing it and possibly failing, or rather doing it and possibly failing, or never doing it all and wondering, would I have been good? Would I have done what I wanted to? That's something to be afraid of. Also, I love supporting others because I have that same fear of being alone. Not in the physical sense. I love being alone by myself. But being alone in the sense of not being supported. Not, people just being like, "Oh, yeah, okay, you want to be a voice actor? That's okay, that's cool." That's a fear that nobody would support me in my adventures or anything. But in finding other people, I found that they had their own way bigger things than me. Like, people overcome the craziest things so that they can achieve their goals. People deal with crazy things day in and day out that I have no clue of, and still go out of their way to achieve their goals. So what's stopping me? And then what's stopping me from letting them achieve their goals? You put the two together, and I swear it was like the Holy Trinity. Fear was being pushed down, and it was just a great triangle of divine light. I finally understood that if you're a person that's out there supporting people, and you're out there giving love, you're gonna receive it. And I said it in Vay's episode. Like, he didn't even want to be an affiliate. he didn't want all this crazy love, but it's because the guy cares so much. Because the guy goes out of his way to make sure while you're streaming to check how you're doing, ask the important questions. Those people, they get the love back, and they deserve it. So if you can do that one small thing, right? If you could be that one person to support somebody, to give a little love where it's needed, whatever, however you see fit, if you can bring that little bit of light, I swear, man, when it comes together, it makes a big fucking light. When everybody comes together and that support really happens. I'm a firm believer in very small things changing big things. That small detail changes the whole picture. That's where we get our cool time paradox type things. What if I did this? It's not to live in regret, but it's to know that opportunity happens every second. You got to take that opportunity and use it in a positive manner. That's my way of living. It's kind of hard. One of my favorite sayings is that he who knows does not speak, and he who speaks does not know. Believe it or not, one of the biggest things that I've had to overcome is my need to constantly talk, my need to constantly be engaged in the conversation. When I'm having a conversation, I'm trying to be 3 or 4 conversations ahead. Like, I'm trying to guess what the person's gonna say, and it can be bad because you can assume, right? You can assume what they're gonna think or say, and it becomes a bad pattern. That saying reminds me that, the person who's always telling you, "Oh, I'm doing so good, you should be doing what I'm doing. If everybody just did what I did, the world would be better." It's not to say that person's bad, but the person who's just doing it in hopes that it makes the world better, the person who's just doing good things because they feel it's the right thing to do, that's the person who gets it. That's the person who knows. You don't have to go out and you can help the world understand. You can show the world. But you don't need to tell the world how great you are to let them know that you understand something. Goes into the bragging, I suppose. Oh. Vay, thank you so much. I understand. Go hop into that non-affiliate. Go make that person's day. We'll definitely make sure that we stop by and do a little raid as well. Man, I know I said I wanted to do some voiceover work in here too, but we're running on the 20 minutes. Anybody that is in here, feel free. I mean, if you have any questions, maybe you want to talk a little bit about where you want to see this stream go, something you want to see. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it up. Because like I said, oh gosh, that's been used a lot this episode. Bing, 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 bing. Like I said, key phrase. I want Mental Mondays to mean a little something. The episode is always about supporting others, but maybe there's a small segment where we talk about you, where we talk about anything that's going on with anybody else. I'm here to listen always, and it doesn't have to be live and in front of everybody. Know that you can always talk to me. It's crazy that that's a fear that people have. People have a fear of being misunderstood by the people that love them the most. People are afraid to be honest. There's a fear of being honest because they're afraid that judgment might be casted. I've been known to come off as a judgy person. But I swear there's never any judgment in my heart. I try to understand things. I try to help in a positive manner. But I never want to bring someone down. And know that if you ever came to me with a problem or just a hypothetical question, whatever, if you came to me with something that was burning, and you were afraid that I wouldn't understand or I'd judge you, know that I wouldn't. Know that I would listen to you to the fullest, and I may have some questions so that I could better understand, but I want to understand your side and make sure that you get that person listening that you need. It's important. Made me think of the Einstein quote, something like, if you go through life being told you're stupid because you're a fish who can climb a tree. Right. I let's pull it up, right? I'll gladly. That is a good quote. You're told you're stupid. Let's see if Google knows what I'm going with here. There we go. Actually, USA Today says he never said it. What? Who actually said if you judge a fish? Well, the quote is... You didn't... It's alright, you got your point across. I knew which one you were talking about. Alright. So, the exact quote is, everybody is a genius. But, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Again, they say that Albert Einstein is often credited with this wonderful quote, but it actually came from a variety of different sources. Maybe somebody heard him say it and they took it. Who knows? But yes, I mean, how much weight does that hold? Everybody's a genius. You're a genius in your own way. You might be the person that fucking solves world hunger because of one idea. It might sound stupid to everybody else, but you could be that person that solves it. Right? That one weird idea. That one person who was able to think outside the box, or who was just a little bit different in their way of thinking. Whatever it may be. It's the reason you shouldn't judge, and it's a reason you should give everybody a chance and listen to them, right? I'll tell you this, I more often believe that I'm probably wrong about something than I am correct about it. I like to fact check myself to make sure that I say the right things. Honestly, if I feel uncertain about it, I'll look it up. It's not that the internet's the greatest source, but God, it's made us come a long way. And it's helped us in some ways. We've royally ruined it in others. But that's not what we're talking about. That's not the mental shit that we're talking about today. What we're talking about is our ability to see past the negative that everybody else is seeing and help people rise up. That's what we're talking about. Confirmed. Einstein was a fraud. Lots of YouTube degrees. Oh my gosh, the YouTube degrees are overwhelming. I often have to watch a YouTube video about a YouTube video just to make sure everybody agreed that YouTube video was good. It is. That's very good. Miss them. It's hard to combat everything I'm saying because using a platform like YouTube, for example, there's also a lot of people that are angry or are upset about something. Whether it's because they're upset that somebody's doing better, I don't know. Whatever the reason. People are out there, they are upset, and they do spread negativity. There's the high road and there's the low road, right? We can feed into the negativity and tell them we want to fight them, catch me outside, catch these hands, fuck you, you're an idiot, whatever. It makes you feel good, sure, for that second, but, feeding into the negativity only makes it spread more. That's not per se sucking out the venom. It definitely does get attention, and it does get you far. Everybody loves to watch somebody rage and whatever. If it's a show, that's one thing, but I really feel like what you put out into the world is what you receive. If you live life negative and wake up every morning saying you're a piece of shit, you wake up believing that you're never gonna do anything, you're putting that out in the world. You can't think like that. Know that you are a genius, that you can achieve so much more. Know that whatever you're struggling with right now, you can overcome, and you may fail. God, you're probably going to fail 3 or 4 more times, but you can overcome it, and you can strive to be better. And if you failed once, I hope you learn. I hope you learn from it, because that's what's going to get you to the achievement. If you failed and you learned something from it, then have you really failed? If you can take something away from it, then was it a loss? I've been known to be overly positive. I always try to see the glass half full. Even in dire situations, sometimes people want you to just listen and agree that life sucks. And then sometimes it does suck. But it doesn't mean that tomorrow's not going to be better. And that's where I get really annoyed. I will sit there in the hole with you. I will be down there. I'm not going to be, sympathetic and say, oh shit, sorry you're going through that. Oh, I am an empath for sure. And I will sit down in that hole and we'll talk about why life sucks. But I can't help it. There's going to be some part of me that's going to say, but hey, let's get through it. Let's get it over with. I'm done with this. I'm done being sad. I'm done with being upset. Why don't we change this? Let's do something about it. It's just the personality, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just that I've had enough falls that I embrace it a little bit more, and I want to help other people fall down, and then pick you back up when you need it. I want everyone to be as good at shit as I am to know how to do it. Yeah, that's fair. Less work for you. Yeah. Teachable moment. Some companies give incentive for those. Yes, absolutely. And that's all you can do, right, Drew? It's all you can do is send out those positive vibes. Everybody's negative every once in a while. You're not going to be perfect. That's part of the journey. But hopefully you've spread enough joy. Hopefully you've spread enough support that those days that even you fall down and you're being negative, angry, God, I have days where I am in a stupor I'm just angry about everything. I don't know where the hell it comes from. It's, woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Whatever. Every once in a while, you need a reminder. Hey, I understand you're upset, but don't take it out on me. Or, hey, are you okay? You seem like you're having a hard time today. Those little reminders keep us in check. Soja, great reggae. It's just because you're on top of the world doesn't mean that you don't need a reminder just like everybody else. You could be fucking the world's strongest, greatest superhero. Fuck, Superman, right? Superwoman. Doesn't matter, but you're gonna have days where you question yourself, where you're not so perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all know that much. But you're gonna have those days where you wake up and you might need the reminder. But hopefully, if you give enough love and support enough love, you build a community, you build a foundation where even if you fall, you're safe too. That's what this Discord does for me. That's what so many other Discords do out there. I know there's a lot doing the job too. That's what Bearded Villains do. That's what creating a family does, right? That person you're living with, that foundation of trust that you're building with your spouse, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, whoever they are. There is constant community. That is one of the most human things about us. That we, though, like to think that we don't need to be in a pack, there are times that you need others. There are times that you can be that super awesome solo alpha whatever, but having people have your back when you fall down, that's the most rewarding thing you can have. There's no better fall from grace than to fall down around people who care about you, right? It's that trust fall that you do in the middle of a mosh pit, and gosh, hopefully everybody's not drunk enough catch you so you don't hit asphalt or cement, whatever. Oh, it happens. You're okay. You can get back up. I find myself procrastinating on my voiceover stuff sometimes. I want to get out there. I'm going to share a little bit of my dream for you. I want to get out there and I want to be in a Marvel or a DC, TV series, playing a cool comic book character, villain. Hell, I'll take the freaking pedestrian on the street just to say I was in it. I mean, I could get paid pennies at a time, and I think that would be the coolest job ever. And I do have an account for Fiverr that I'm working on, so I can get paid pennies just to take whatever. And it's so much more. Like, I know that I have to chase that. What if you need to be the commercial? You want to drive in a Ford, blah, 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 that country accent of a Chevy on a 4th of July, whatever freaking weird commercial it is now. And they're mind-numbing, so I hope that I can make it less mind-numbing. That's my goal. Advertisements are becoming weird. Anyways, I digress. I want to go into the voiceover world, and I want to be different characters and make up characters on a daily basis. I want a character to live on for seasons and seasons and seasons after, so that I can, be known as that character, right? Rick and Morty's, your Family Guys, whatever. More than that, I've always wanted to just be a radio personality. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I stopped myself from saying it. Maybe it's because I like to talk a lot. It's probably 50% because it's real easy. But, Whitey. I will give you your Whitey after. We'll end with some Whitey action. That sounded weird now that I think about it. Anyways, further than that, I would love to be a radio personality, or nowadays we're pushing more towards podcasts. When I was growing up, I wanted it to be like the next Holmberg or on the Morning Sickness. The guy does so many voices, brings in so many different people. I wanted to be somebody that people would listen to and feel inspired by, and enjoy listening to and gain something from listening to me, I guess. I've always been a terrible storyteller. That's why I'm not a writer. So I need somebody to do the writing for me. That's where the voices come in. I like to do art, but nor am I inspiring in the art sense. I bet I could be better if I tried. But no, I had one little saying, and that was the first instrument that you ever picked up was your voice. So you might as well tune it. There's so many muscles between your tongue, how you press your lips, the back of your throat, how you tighten the back of the throat to do different pitches. Like, there's so many different things that you learn that you can do. Even whistling, there's so many, just like as you learn to whistle, you can learn to change the tune. So if you can learn to adjust those tunes and change things, then you can do wonky characters, like Spidey.
Eleanor, that's not a germ protector.
Sorry.
Eleanor, that's not a lobster bib. That's a germ protector for your tushy. This is the happiest season of my life.
Being able to
do these little small things.
Changing your mouth, you never would have thought that you'd been able to do that. But what did that take? Well, that took me being a little weird, a little wonky, mental, hanging out with some friends and making different voices.
When people start seeing me do like Elmo, they're like, Elmo, can you stop that? You're making me feel a little uncomfortable, and I don't appreciate it.
Maybe that was from when I fell down, and maybe they just weren't ever able to fully drop. Who knows? Or
when you get into the smears, yes, you have to almost embrace it, right? You almost become the character.
That's not quite Smeagol.
Oh, precious, you have to constantly perfect it and use it. You use it when it comes to life.
Certain things you realize maybe they can't say things, and you're like, wait, why couldn't I say that pitch? Why is it so hard for me to say thing in a British accent? Well, when you do the homework, you find out it's hard for everybody to pronounce it like that, right? The thing is, more often than not, is a dialect change. It's something that you say and it maybe needs a little tweaking. Something needs a little change there. Suddenly, you're talking in a Sean Connery, right? Because you changed while you were trying to do something else. You changed your voice, and you moved your mouth just a little bit, and now all of a sudden, now I'm Sean Connery. What the fuck happened? What did you change? Well, I started saying shit from destroying the mic right now, probably. Definitely. I just started pushing the wind at the back of my teeth and talking a little deeper. It's not that big. I have always adapted to listening. I'm a very good listener. That's, I think, why I love to support people. But when I'm listening, it's because I'm listening to pitch. I'm listening to tone. I often can tell when somebody's not feeling too happy because they change that tone. They seem a little sad in their voice. You have to bring those things into life when you do voiceovers, Yes, yeah. If you're Sean Connery, you can go into go do Highlander and never ever change your voice, and people will believe it. Oh man, I think that was Rick and Morty was talking about that. Pushing forward. There's so many things that because I have failed. No, thank you, Shannon. Love you, sis. There's so many things that I have failed at that have made me better. For the longest time, I couldn't whistle, and I probably shouldn't do it on here because it won't do it right. But then I couldn't whistle, and I like ended up mixing humming and whistling together to form this weird UFO sound. And let's see if I can do it right here. I'll move my pop mic and make it sound like a UFO. I don't know if that captured okay on there. But you know, it was that failure of not being able to whistle as a kid that I somehow started making UFO noises, and then that changed into something. Like, it's those things that have brought me, I think, to wanting to do voice acting so much. When I was real young, I wanted to be a singer. I think I have an okay voice, but there's definitely songs I know are not in my tune, not in my pitch. But that being said, I think that took my voice acting and voiceover inspiration further, because I realized that I did have to change my tone to find things that I was good at. You may suck at pop or something. Let's say you suck at rock, right? You're like, oh, you have a horrible, horrible rock voice. Change it up. Everybody has a style. There's a reason that there are, you know, Mudvaynes, that there are Fall Out Boys, Post Malones, whatever. Luya, like booyah, Luya. There are these reasons that people have these different... people like to compare and say, oh, you almost sound like... But you're unique, and you have your own pitch, you have your own tone. And, as I stated, changed it. Your voice is the first instrument you ever picked up. Tune it up. Start using different techniques. You might find it. Don't stop chasing your dream. Plain and simple. Oh my gosh, Tag, you think I'm so offensive, don't you? Yeah, it's true. I'm going to be amazing singer, sadly. No, not everybody is. You're not going to be great at everything. But I guarantee you, you're great at something. And if you want to be great at something, you can become great at something. I really feel like it. You may not be the best. And if you're striving for that, I hope it pushes you. I hope it. But I hope that's not the whole reason. Some people, that's all the inspiration they need. I want to be the very best. No. I mean, I guarantee you, you're not good at everything. You're not great at everything. But there are things that you are good at, and there are things that you are great at. And who knows? Maybe there is something you're the best at. But you won't know until you chase it down. You won't know until you make it happen. Oh man. Such a fun episode, honestly. I never think that they're gonna go on. I didn't think I'd be able to talk for an hour. I'm sure you thought I could talk for an hour. But I promise I won't keep it going. I mean, what is there that we really haven't touched up on? We know that after the stream is a show, a streamcast, a podcast, whatever you want to call it. That, as fun as the name is, it's for everyone. And it's about everyone. I'm not saying that I can cause world peace. I'm not saying I can bring us all together. But I am saying that if you do a little bit of good in the world, if you bring it in and we bring light to that and show that everybody can do it, we might have a good damn chance. We learned why my name's Mental. And it's because I fucking care. I care about you. I care about leaving this earth in a better place. And hopefully making more people smile than frown. And I am a little bit wonky and fucking nuts. And we learned that that I have a dream of being a voiceover / voice actor. And that I think that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And we talked about fears. Don't forget fears. and know that those fears can be good and bad, and that it's okay to fail. It's okay to fall down. Once more, I'll leave you with it's not about how you fell down or how far you fell down, but it's a matter of how you got back up and what you did afterwards. Continue on. Oh, I'd like to say, my amazing 5 viewers, let's find somebody to raid, and thank you so much for being a part of episode 4, a very mental episode. Thank you for listening to me. Everybody that was here, you guys are why I do this. You guys are why I keep going every Monday and Friday. So thank you so much. Let's give some love to someone who deserves it. Let's see. Who's in deserving? Do you guys have anybody that you want to give a little bit of love to? Let me know now. We went to Bags last time. Ice cream cone worthy. I appreciate you. All right. Let's jump over to Breezy J Fool. Looks like he's doing a little bit of talking too. It says raging in Warzone, but we got full cam. So let's see what he's doing. We got to figure this out. Why is he full cam? We'll know. Chris, thanks for joining. Stay tuned, buddy. We're just about to raid, but I hope that you go back and look at this rage. You know, rage? Yeah. Fly with the seagulls or whatever. Oh, then rage on. Rage away. So /chat /raid. There he goes. Breezy J. Gotta do that. Bada boom. Once again, guys, thank you so much. Get your raid ready. Let's give Breezy J Fool some love. And oh man, looks like is he playing on PlayStation? Oh, he got some cool PlayStation. Let's give him some love and get this guy to affiliate, huh? There we go.